Welcome to Breathe Better with Elizabeth. I'm Elizabeth. So as some of you might know, most probably don't, I haven't done videos in a while because I've been working at the local hospital with COVID patients. So I started doing that a couple years ago, and COVID just keeps coming. So I've been there a long time now. I have had lots of experience working with COVID patients now. And so I wanted to offer some help to you all. So what I see a lot are the people who have been in the hospital and then they go home, and then a week, maybe a couple days later, they're back in the hospital. So even though they're over the actual infection of COVID, they are still experiencing symptoms. So this video is to kind of help you navigate through that. Now, the biggest thing is to stay active. I know that's easier said than done, and staying active is going to mean something different for everybody because everybody has different levels of activities. So you want to make sure that you continue to move around whatever you can do. So I usually recommend just starting off with breathing exercises and then build on those. Then you want to go to gentle seated exercises. Then you can try to add like some dumbbells, weight, something like that to just start increasing your muscle, because what happens, your muscles decondition so quickly, so quickly, okay? Especially when you're sick. So you're not only rebuilding your lungs, you're rebuilding your whole body after you've suffered from COVID. All of your muscles are weak, and you've got to strengthen everything in order for everything to function properly. A weak muscle uses more oxygen than a strong muscle. So if your muscles are really weak and you go to do something, your oxygen level is going to drop. So strengthening your muscles is super important here. So like I was saying, you want to start off with breathing exercises, and then you would go to gentle chair exercises, maybe even some yoga is perfect. Then you could try to add just some small weights, and then you could try to do some activity with you standing. So just whatever works best for you. I recommend investing in a pulse oximeter, which I have one right here. And that is because just because you're short of breath does not mean that your oxygen is low. But we need to make sure that your oxygen does not get too low while you're doing stuff. So you can order these off of Amazon. You can get them at Walmart. I don't know what kind of stores you have close to you, but Amazon, pretty much delivers everywhere. So how you work them is you're going to look at the face, and it's going to have SpO2 written on it on the top. That's going to be your oxygen level. Underneath that is going to be your heart rate, okay? The oxygen level is what we're wanting to watch. So while you're doing activities, you want to make sure that your oxygen level stays at 92 or above. If your oxygen level is dropping below 90 while you're doing stuff, you need to call your doctor, because it might be that you would benefit from having some oxygen at home until you're completely better, okay? You do not want to push yourself if your oxygen level is low, because you're not going to be able to build any muscle, and you're not going to be able to supply your body with the oxygen that it needs. So it's very important. I know not everybody can afford one of these, but if you can, this is going to be a really big help to you. Okay, so we've got the staying active part down. Now I have laying on your stomach, so this is called proning. It's a big word that's been going around. It just means laying on your stomach. So I would recommend doing this at least 30 minutes a day. If you can sleep on your stomach, that's awesome. And then you just want to change positions while you're sleeping no matter what, okay? So try to focus on turning to one side, and then if you can turn to another side, just to keep everything, the air going through your lungs all over, okay? Another awesome thing that you can use is called an incentive spirometer. I have one here. These you can get off of Amazon as well. And then I have it written here if you need to write it down, but it's an incentive spirometer. You can also get these at a lot of doctor's offices, some pharmacies, And then even at the local hospital, you can ask the respiratory department for one. A lot of times they might just give you one, but these are awesome. I'm going to show you how they work. So you're going to have little lines here with a little ball, and all of these are a little different, but this part will always be the same. The 2 lines and then a little ball. When you inhale through the mouthpiece, this ball needs to stay in between the blue lines. If you breathe in too hard or too fast or both, it's going to fly to the top and come back down. You don't want that. You want to keep it right in here. That's what's going to force you to breathe in from deep in your lungs, and it's going to help keep those distal airways open so that you can get more oxygen. This is just a volume of how much you're breathing in. So whenever you get this part mastered, then pay attention to where you are on here. You can move this arrow to where you are, and then you can just work on getting it higher and higher. But like I said, the most important thing is this blue ball here, okay? Doesn't matter how high you get this if you're making it jump to the top, because you're not working the right muscles, okay? So you want to do this when you're awake about 10 times a day, because it's just very, very beneficial. If you notice that you're getting dizzy while you're doing it, then you're probably hyperventilating. So you just want to take it down a notch, okay? So I'll demonstrate this. You're going to inhale through your nose, and then exhale. And now you're going to inhale through your mouth. You can kind of see that it was staying in between there, and that's what you want. So that is an awesome, helpful tool. Next on my list is simply to stay hydrated. Water is so important. If you have excess mucus in your lungs, that's going to help thin it out so you can cough it up. Also, make sure you're taking vitamins. You're going to be taking vitamins D, especially zinc, especially. Then you can add in vitamin A, B, and I'm not just saying a multivitamin. Go ahead and add on these vitamins. And the reason is because you need to keep yourself healthy, because while you're still having symptoms of COVID, even if you are free of the actual COVID, you can still catch other things, and you likely will catch other things if you're exposed to them. And that's going to make the healing process 10 times harder for you. So keep your immune system boosted by taking the vitamins, staying hydrated. You also want to try to eat healthy, cut out the processed foods. And then on top of that, when you go out, just wear a mask. And as much as I hate to put this on here, you want to try to avoid large gatherings, only because, like I said, if you get another illness on top of this one you're already trying to recover from, it's just going to make it 10 times harder for you to recover. So there you have it. I am going to be doing some more videos specifically for long COVID people who need the breathing exercises, the seated exercises, pretty much everything that I mentioned up here. I will be doing videos for that. So if you liked this video, just subscribe to my channel so that way you'll get notified whenever I get those videos completed and then out to the public. And then if you like it, just give me a thumbs up. And then if you know of anything else that's helped you while you've been at home trying to recover from COVID, then just drop it in the comments section, because this is all about the community, learning from each other and helping each other get over this once and for all. So thank you and have a good day.